kind of want to, pat them on the back and tell them it's okay. So I do find myself, loosening up my rules. I soften up for the kids.
So is that how you kind of get yourself out of that situation?
Getting out's kind of tough. No, it's usually like I'll talk to the kids because I that's my initial reaction, right? Just to loosen up. But ultimately, it's these kids have to learn to do stuff. They have to learn to finish projects on a deadline. Because, they're not my kids. And I guess that's it. I remember, you know what? They're not my kids. We're not at home.
Yeah.
Like, they're at school. They have things to do. This is teaching them, projects and deadlines and things they have to learn as adults. So that's usually what snaps me out of it.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, no, like I can't give you any more time. Like I sat down with you. We did it together. I just can't give you any more time. And I will do that a lot. And I'll tell them, because I teach graphic design and I say, I like to, I think of teaching my class as I was running an office, right? So I don't give them homework, but they have deadlines. So if they finish it in class, cool. If not, then they got to find their own time to do it.
But I had you as a teacher. I hated homework.
Yeah, no,
Gosh.
They have enough homework already. I'm not going to give them any more.
Yeah.
And, so my thing, and I guess we'll talk about some other day, but my issues in school were homework.
Yeah, that was absolutely my issue. I didn't want to do it.
Right, exactly. Like,
did you do your homework?
Right.
No. Why?
You got places like,
I didn't want to do it.
like I was just watching clips of a documentary from a couple years ago talking about schools in Finland, right? Mm-hmm. It's like some of the top schools in the world. They don't do homework at most 20 minutes, if ever. Anyway, but we can talk about this some other day.
Yeah.
Talk about the school system.
But so we're kind of on the same wavelength because that's how I am. If there's a roadblock in the situation, I go and I dive into the people. And I think the biggest thing that I learned in doing that and still being able to get what I needed, which is the result.
Yeah.
So everything is an analogy with me. And so when I was an assistant manager, what I would do is you kind of like, this space is our home, right? In the industry, you're always thinking like, oh, we're host and you're coming into our home and you sit down and we serve you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so in having those kind of conversations and kind of diving into the people aspect of it, I'd have the most comfortable couch possible. Okay. And so I'd be like, all right, come into this space so that I can see what's wrong here. Where did we go wrong? Sit on this very comfortable couch. And then so I would find myself in this very comfortable space where we're able to be empathetic and we're able to be vulnerable, and I can find out the reasoning and the motivation behind what went wrong. And then there was this point, there would always be this point where I'm kind of too comfortable to get up.
Yeah.
And getting the result requires both of us to get up and application needs to happen. But the couch was too comfortable. The space that I created was too comfortable. I remember one time I got lost. This is totally off the wall, but I got lost on a college campus. And so I had one of the campus police drive me back to where my car was because I had no idea.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you don't mind sitting in the car, because it was him and another cop. You don't mind sitting in the back? Yeah, I don't care. And it was the most uncomfortable seat I had ever sat on my entire life.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn as the GM now not to make this space so comfortable where you couldn't get up out of it.
Right.
Because the job is not for us to sit down. The job is to continue moving. But it does require us sometimes to create this space comfortable enough to where you can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And be able to, we can have an honest conversation, and I can deliver feedback, and you can retain it. You'll be able to comprehend, and then we can move out of this space and get right back to where we were. But as an assistant and just kind of learning how to be a leader, I put so much focus on creating a comfortable space that it was too comfortable to get out of. It was too comfortable for myself, and it was too comfortable for the other person. And so I had to just kind of learn, I don't need the most comfortable couch.
Right.
It just needs to be comfortable enough to be able to sit, be vulnerable, get what we need out of this space, and then move it and keep it pushing.